Hi, welcome to the channel. Today's video is titled These Girls Got Mad When Brian Said What Men Really Want. Hmm, interesting. We're going to check this video together, and I love your thoughts and your contribution in the comments below. Let's dive right in.
Do you find it
Completely.
unattractive if a guy has a high body count?
What was that?
Do you find it unattractive if a guy has a high body count, or like that they're like sleeping all around kind of thing?
I think if they're currently sleeping all around, I would find that unattractive, but if they had a high body count in the past, no. Personally.
So Brian, do you think it's girls with the high body counts, they can't redeem themselves? Like
What do you mean by
they're just
redeem
done?
themselves?
Like, you know what I mean? Like how you were for a virgin, but would you go for a girl that has a high body count but no longer is like that? Like, there's no redeeming that.
You can't unfuck anyone.
Yes, very facts. That's what I'm saying. Is she unredeemable? Like, you can't just you will never
No,
be like,
she's not.
What's
I'm
a
asking
high
Brian.
body count? Like, what's high?
Depends on her age, but
I mean, anything above, it depends. You mean on a personal level or in general?
How old are you guys?
Or both?
29.
35.
What's a
I think
high-
these days, it's very common for girls to have 20 plus.
Yeah.
20, 30, 40.
But for me,
Should they do that in their first freshman?
But for me, if there's ever been any hookups in the past or one night stands, it's automatically disqualified.
You think that's
And
happening?
any
for
sort of
LA?
anything outside of
Let's
relationships.
let Jake
Sorry.
finish.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
let him finish.
Anything outside of relationships, that would be an automatic disqualification.
But you count those, right?
What do you mean?
Like, you count everybody you had sex with, like the
Who
one
I
night
have, or the
stands?
other, or the other person?
No, everyone is counting, right?
Yeah, but I'm saying with the woman, if I was dating a girl and she'd had one night stands and all of that, I
Right,
just
right,
would
right.
never go for it.
Right.
But if she'd had a few boyfriends and they'd lasted a few years and she'd had sex with them, it wouldn't be that much of a problem. But ideally,
Right.
a virgin.
Have you ever had a one night stand?
What does that matter?
Just
Oh,
just curious if you're okay with answering.
It doesn't even matter. Even if I did answer you, it wouldn't even matter.
answer is yes.
I'm curious because I wonder if
Nah, that curiosity is bringing maybe compare or comparison, right? Because this is what lots of these women do. They be like, okay, maybe if you have an hookup or if you've hooked up, then you shouldn't again then you shouldn't judge the woman because of that, right? But again, let's also bring it back. Listen, do women understand? Because these feminists are playing these mind games with women, telling women to be promiscuous, to have as many body count as men do. It is empowering and stuff. But again, do women know that they are the gatekeepers? They hold the key to sex. Men hold the key to relationship. I mean, it's no brainer. We know these things. So why? We know these things exactly, and this is the thing. For many men, I know for many men, body counts varies, right? The amount of body count varies, and their preferences for relationship varies. He said it that it's one night stand or hookup or whatever is a no brainer, is a deal breaker for him, right? But again, and I think for vast majority of many men, that's the same stance on them. Like, hookup and one night stand is a deal breaker for them. Many men and many women know. But the problem here is the fact that they are equating the promiscuity to empowerment, doing the exact same thing as men do, because in their mind say, oh, men sleep around, so they also want to do that. If you give easy access to it, then aren't you chipping in it? You're already chipping it because you gave easy access to it.
why would it be okay if you've had one night stand to care if another woman has?
Well, because let me ask you this: why is it okay for you to want a man who's over 6 foot tall if you're not over 6 foot tall?
What?
It's a pretty simple question. I mean,
pretty simple,
Like,
yeah.
why is it okay for you to want a man to pay for the first date if you're not going to pay for the first
I
date?
don't want any of those things.
So, what do you want in a man? Tell me some of the features.
Man, I don't know.
Do you want him to have long,
Wait, you just
long
said,
hair
you just
and
said
tits?
submissive. You said you're submissive, right?
Oh, so I want them to be dominant.
Right. So
Yeah.
then why is it fair for you to want dominance in a man, but you're not dominant yourself? You're saying in
Yeah,
order for
I
Jake
guess
to
that makes sense.
in order for Jake
I
to
wasn't saying it's
hold on.
wrong, I was just curious.
In order for Jake to desire a woman who's not had a one night stand, it doesn't compute that he, like, just because he desires something in a partner doesn't mean that he has to meet that criteria.
That makes sense.
Otherwise, because there's asymmetry in relation in what men and women like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are you making that face, Darkavia? Whoa, what, you disagree?
I don't know.
No.
It just blows my mind how men work, bro. Like, why y'all exist? Oh my god, y'all stress me out. That's
That was coherent. But no, but it's just like, and this is one of our questions here in the questionnaire, but like, there's not symmetry between what men want and what women want, and I don't think you need to possess a trait in order to desire it. So you're not dominant, but you want a dominant guy. I'm not submissive. I want a submissive woman. Maybe Jake had a one night stand. He wants a woman who's had no promiscuity in her past. I don't think that's hypocritical. I don't think there's any issue with that. Women want all kinds of things in men that they don't possess. Every girl here would probably date a professional athlete. Are any of you professional athletes? No. Would any of you here, who here would date a billionaire? Are any of you billionaires? No. I don't think you need to possess the trait that you desire in a partner to want it. It doesn't make you a hypocrite. You can be a broke woman and want a rich man. Doesn't make you a hypocrite. Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
That's just naturally attractive when it comes to female promiscuity. Women who are not promiscuous, low body count, that's attractive to men.
I agree.
And like, I'm happy to take on the duty and the burden of being a provider, but then I would never expect that out of my wife, you know, never expect that. And it is a big, large duty, but you just never expect that in return.
Mm-hmm.
But I would expect them to be chaste.
What would you recommend to a woman that has had like a promiscuous past to become a more high quality woman? Since they can't like fully redeem themselves, what would you recommend?
Do you want to take this first, Jake?
Yeah, I'll take it.
I'll go after.
I would say that there are other things. Obviously, promiscuity and your past is one factor. And there are other things that you can seriously bring to a man's life. And there are going to be men who don't care as much about it. For me, it's just something that's really important. But if you can... The reason why I asked that question before was the thing that I was getting to when we were asking about what you guys would do at the job interview for the high status man, is because there are a few things I always find it interesting to see girls' answers that you can do, that you can provide to a man that most women would never even really think about. And it's like, if you look at a guy who's successful and on his grind and a guy who is someone that you'd want to date, if you analyzed his life and you thought, where can I bring value to his life? Okay, he's really busy. He's a little bit messy. I'm going to come in and like clean up his room, do his laundry, all that sort of thing. Or maybe he's got like something that I can do with work. I can like help him with his emails or something like that. All of those little things are things that can easily set you apart from the rest. So if I was you, or this hypothetical girl with a high body count, I would look at the guy and I would say, where can I bring value, to the point where a few months down the line, 3 months, 6 months down the line, he's looking at me as somebody who's like, you know, irreplaceable. If I left his life, then it would be way harder.
Do you think that people should do, or women should do that, I mean, regardless of body count, prior to a marriage? Like, you think that they should present wife qualities when they're not getting husband qualities?
Absolutely. Yeah. How else are you going to sell yourself?
How else is a man going to sell himself?
Wait,
You know what I mean?
But like, so why would I marry you if you're not showing me wife qualities?
But by the same token, why would a woman show you wife qualities if they're not getting any?
So then we're just at a
reciprocation?
stalemate, and it'll never happen. So if I have someone who's my girlfriend and she's saying, I'm not going to do your laundry, I'm not going to make your bed, I'm not going to cook you food because I don't have a ring on my finger, I'd be like, all right, then fuck off.
But wife
I was
qualities
talking about
are more
dating,
than
not a
cleaning
girlfriend.
and cooking. Like, just get them made. Wife
okay.
qualities are way more.
And
than
what's she
cleaning
going to do? Just sit on her ass all day?
and- No, she's gonna support you emotionally. She's gonna.
I don't
be there
need to
for
be
the
supported
kids.
emotionally. If you're a guy who's already like achieved certain things in life, you've probably been through some shit. And maybe you could use a cuddle on a Sunday morning. but
Why
you're
are
not
you
gonna-
guys so into men? Are you gay? Like, you're like, men are the shit.
What do you mean? I'm confused. Where did
Because
that come from?
you keep saying like women are this and that and it's blah blah blah.
No. I think I'd actually
so
really.
just date each other and go have fun in the bathroom. Let us watch.
Is she high? Is she okay? This is a problem. You want to know what men think. You want to know how men think. You want to hear from men how men think or how they view women. So you be a good catch, right? Not the other one that feminists always say, "Oh, a pick me." You want to know how men think. So you present yourself like the question somebody asked here, to present yourself as a high value woman, and a man is answering the question, and you're like, "Why you man go date man? Are you gay?" If you're not interested in the conversation, it's either you close your ear or you keep mute and let others listen. It's not for everybody, and not everybody is gonna get the answer. Because again, if you doing the choice for your man doesn't make you a maid. You support emotionally, you doing the chores doesn't make you a maid. It seems like lots of these people think when they do, or like, these are natural things that you would do for yourself without you even without somebody asking you or telling you to do it. You want to tell me when you live alone, or when you're alone, you don't wash your clothes, you don't do the laundry, you don't wash your plates, you don't cook for yourself, you don't clean the house. You do those things naturally. But when it's involved, or when you're in a relationship, it's now like you're doing the other person a favor by doing that. What is going on? Why are people like that? I mean, all of a sudden you got into a relationship, then you become like you're not ready. You don't want to be involved in doing all of those things. You've exhausted the time and the years. And then talk about getting a maid. If he wants to get a maid, he would have gotten a maid. I don't get it. Is the fact that sometimes these women don't just want to sit down and listen for once. You want to you want men to always to speak. You want to understand men, but when men speak, you don't even sit to listen. Why? It's not that hard.
I think I actually pretty.
I take it back a bit.
I think I actually pretty. I think I actually pretty.
Let me take it back a bit. I think from here.
Actually pretty. I think I actually pretty.
Oh, go back a bit. Yeah.
Actually pretty.
It's still not going back. Oh, don't annoy me. Don't angry me.
Just watch.
I think I actually pretty. I think I actually pretty clearly just sort of laid it out as to like the value that a woman can bring to a man's life.
You said
But
cooking
it's just a matter of attitude.
Cooking and cleaning. That's it. That's a wife.
What else did I say?
Bow,
What else did I say?
laundry.
No,
Great.
doing emails,
That's-
cooking, cleaning, making yourself
Pay
like
attention.
make his life
Making
easier.
food, of course. And your
Yeah.
life is what?
Yeah.
Shit.
Because-
you were
because-
born to be
Yeah.
a piece of shit.
He also said that he doesn't
I don't think that
expect
makes you a piece of shit if you're being.
Hold on,
Yeah,
we
your
got
dreams
a lot of
and your
people
hopes
talking.
are gone.
A lot of people talking. You wanted to ask a question.
Yeah. So I already
need to respond to.
provide those things when I'm dating someone, and so like I obviously do have a promiscuous past, and I'm currently not dating because I want to become like a higher quality woman before I date. So that I can attract a more high quality man. So what would you recommend besides like the cooking, the cleaning, and
Well, I think that you have to just cater it to that person's individual needs. So you have to just be good at looking at the man and understanding a little bit about his life, and then seeing where you can add value, particularly. Because he might be someone who's a clean freak and he does all of his cleaning. He might love cooking. He might be like Greek or something like that, loves cooking. And then you got to be like, all right, well, where else can I add value to his life? You know, can I help him with his organization? Can I do this and that? But it's about getting yourself to the point where months and months down the line, he looks at you as like inexpendable.
should I be waiting a while to sleep with someone?
It depends on his values.
Okay.
Yeah, because if he's a guy who's like a little bit more liberal about it, he's not going to mind. But a guy who's more conservative, how high is the body count? Like, what are we talking?
I don't feel comfortable sharing.
Didn't you share
but-
it last time?
Yeah.
No.
What'd she?
Oh, wait, no,
No, she did.
I
She did.
didn't.
Octavia, what is it? What did
I
she,
didn't. I
what was it?
refused.
No, I'm thinking of someone else.
It was double digit though, yeah?
Yeah, it was double digit.
Triple digit?
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
double.
I think that if you can master other aspects, then guys will look past that.
Yeah, so
Majority of it was when I was like 17. I don't sleep around anymore.
I don't know if that's,
That's not.
Better.
Oh, it's
the-
horrible.
That's not
It's
the only
absolutely
value.
worse,
horrible.
but-
It was before I got sober.
but so, I mean, there's this video game term called min-maxing. You minimize negative characteristics and you maximize positive characteristics. So, I mean, you can't really minimize it, but what you can do is you maximize all the other positive characteristics, I suppose, to kind of, I mean, this is just like general advice to anybody. You want to become the best person and best partner that you can. So if that means, you know, getting into really good shape, it could come down to your behavior. It could come down to, you know, other things that you're bringing to the table. So if you just become like this super pleasant, amazing woman, super submissive, acts of service, and maximize just how can I become more attractive, not just looks, but how can I become more attractive in other dimensions. Fifth dimension over here. Fifth Dimension Princess album out in 3 months. Right? 3 months? Yeah, something like that. Then you just got to maximize all those things. Are some guys still going to disqualify you no matter how amazing you are? Sure. But they might disqualify you for other things too. They might not, you might not be their type physically, whatever it is. So you just got to maximize it. And, yeah. So is there redemption? Like, yeah, is that
That's a good point. That
Yo,
Rachel,
Rachel.
Let me read this. Yeah, Rachel Wilson just even wrote this or sent in this chart. A man you would want is the kind of man who wants you to demonstrate that you will be a help rather than rather than a giant pain in the ass. Cooperative, not combative. That answers the question, right? Because lots of the time you want to know how men think, you want to be the best in the game and whatever, but still you don't want this man to speak. Again, it's different for different people, it's different for different men, right? And at the end of the day, many of the men or most men would want the same thing, or want like not the same qualities but similar, which makes sense. So if a man is telling you like this, vast majority or many men, they look out for this. The point is, because at the end of the day, many men want a helper, they want a support, somebody who is going to support them, because the top tier in their mind is leadership, for them to be the head of the family. Let's leave the vast majority, the woke ones aside, let's leave all those woke mentality. But when we're talking about like marriage at its core, leadership, support, help, provider, help, they go together. Two captains cannot run a ship. You go sail, you go sink, it will sink.
like, she says, a man you would want is the
Okay, yeah, I think they're already reading it too.
Yeah. So is there redemption? Like, yeah, is that
That's a good point. That
Yo, Rachel, what's up?
She says, a man you would want is the kind of man who wants you to demonstrate that you'll be able to help meet rather than a giant pain in the ass.
Honestly,
Cooperative, not combative. Exactly.
Rachel makes
Peace.
a huge point, and this is something we don't talk about. I mean, I mention it often in passing, but we don't ever do deep dives into it. Like, ladies, one of the biggest things that you can do to become more appealing to a guy, it's not like how the cool stories you can tell, your personality, or how attractive you are. If you're just like chill and pleasant to be around, because a lot of guys have experience dealing with like, and look, girls deal with some like fucking psycho dudes too, don't get me wrong, but like a guy who's dealt with like a girl who's a headache, like, man, the biggest thing you can be in a relationship is if you're just like calm, and when he's with you, it's peace. And look, sometimes you have disagreements, sometimes there's arguments.
Yeah.
I mean, some people have a really hard line stance on like, you know, submission and that sort of thing. But if you can be peace, that's like one of the biggest things you can bring into. We don't want to, like, guys don't want to deal with a quarrelsome woman. Like, if we're constantly, and look, to be fair, sometimes men, I don't know, sometimes men bring that energy. Like, sometimes men are the ones looking for an argument. But a lot of dudes have an experience of dealing with a girl that it's just like a headache, and we don't want to deal with that. We want peace, we want calm, and if you can be our calm, a lot of dudes are going to overlook a lot of things.
Exactly. Especially if you're a really busy guy who's got a lot going on and your life's very stressful. If you can be like a sanctuary for him, and you can create a home that's a sanctuary, and then that's massive. But also sort of like it's, you know, it might sound like a little bit infantilizing, but if you can look at him with like goo goo gaga sort of eyes, you know, like I said before, always doing things to make him feel respected, make him feel strong, and just point out all of these little things. Most guys in the current dating market, with the way that most women are, will not know what has hit them if you actually treat a guy like that with genuine
Yeah.
respect. And
What
you look
is-
up to him and admire him.
Besides providing the money and all that stuff, what is he doing? Is he
Okay.
like, does he love me? Is he providing emotional, really, like, respect and emotional support and all that stuff, or is he
Well,
just
a man
gone?
has duties in a relationship, and the duty, in my opinion, is to provide and also to be. I mean, you have to take a bullet if there's a home invasion, and to make her feel protected, to make her feel like her needs are met, whether that be like financial needs or like the support of being a leader and all those sorts of things. And I think that's actually it sounds like it's in a few sentences, but it's a very significant job, and it
Yeah.
requires a lot of experience. And go on.
Go ahead.
I think in the true sense of like a submissive dominant relationship between a husband and a wife, like if there's mutual respect, it's not about dominating the wife. Just because they are more leading and more guiding, that doesn't mean that they're shitting on you.
No, I understand
Yeah.
that, but some men do that. Some men
100%,
provide and then they
some
treat you
women
like a
also
slave.
too.
Also,
Yeah.
with submission, like submission is not taken, submission is given.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Is the fact that you will not listen to understand. Rather, you'll be like, okay, see, it's just sometimes these people should sit down, listen, understand what they are saying, what somebody is saying, rather than just jump to say, okay, what about? You ask the question, they are giving you or they're telling you. You're looking for another thing to say, okay, what don't anger me. Don't anger me. But again, lots of women when they hear this submit, they be like, oh, why am I gonna submit to a man? Because most of the modernized thing that have entered their head is like, when you submit to this man is totally one of you. He wants to oppress you, he wants to dominate you, he wants to control you, everything. That's not how it works. People forget that relationship is supposed to be mutuality, mutual, not one-sided. It's mutual. That's what relationship means. Relate. Well, we relate, we blend, mutual. We are in mutual agreement. That's what it means. And it's not that hard to understand. But people do some sort of be in a relationship like they see their partner or their spouse as demon, because they are conditioned to think that, oh, it's supposed to be like this, I'll order, and this one. That's not how it's supposed to be. But again, many people should be listening to stuff like this rather than just sit down and be like, oh, well, the feminist movement or modern women are saying we should do like this. We should not submit to a man. So if I submit to a man is going to take over my life and what a man know a man naturally, men know their job. No matter how these men want to come and tell you that they are equal, they know their job. The ones that are in fact, is because of these feminists, modern day feminists, that are looking for equality, that some of these men are running away from their duties. Naturally, a man knows his job is to be the leader or the provider. That's why I say, if you're looking for equality, date equality. If you're looking for the one who is a provider, a leader, then you also add to Jara, be the support, be the help. Don't go and be giving the man headache. Exactly. Because peace and what go together. But if it's equality you are finding, find equality and stay there so that both of you will understand and speak the same language. Okay? Let me know what you think. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.